Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Insight into Mental Health. I am Bob Bienvenu, your host, and to my right, and if you're looking, it's to your left. It's the master of excitement, the uh, the master of music, the master of computers and food, Dr. Richard Phelps. Hi, Richard.
Hey, Bob, that's an honorary title, folks. I'm not a doctor, but I had to solve some problems today regarding computers to get them up from Windows 7 to Windows 10.
And Richard's as smart as a doctor, but you know, he just doesn't have the paperwork. Uh, Tonight it's going to be a special program because the original co-host of the show, who started with me 15 years ago but passed away about 11 years ago, Jamie Ballou, we're going to do a tribute to him. Jamie was my best friend at the time, and he's surely missed. So we're going to do a tribute to him, like we're gonna run a tape mostly throughout the whole show of me and Jamie and our talks, and some of it is just gonna be me and Jamie, and there's gonna be no sound coming out the tape, but y'all gonna see us, and y'all gonna see me and Richard in the tape talking about Jamie. So we're gonna start off with prayer. So we're gonna start off. Lucy, you want to come with us for prayer? Show y'all our beautiful director, Lucy,
Fournette.
Lucy Fournette. I'm sorry, up top. Thank you, Father. We come into your presence for mercy and guidance in imparting this message to the general public who are watching this. People all over the world are watching this show. And may they learn a lesson. And if people are dealing special issues or problems, may you be there to answer their request in Jesus' name. And if anyone wants to prayer while we are on the air, you can call in and we will mention it on the show. And we ask for wisdom in doing this show in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And of course, Jamie's mother, Miss Jackie Ballou, is an underwriter for our show. So she has become a very good friend to our show, and also to me. She's been a revelation for me. So hi, Miss Jackie, I love you. Uh,
Hi, Jackie.
so anyway, Jamie was a good friend of mine, man. Me and Jamie, we met at a Bridges support group. It was me, Jamie, and Josh Haney. And Josh has passed away too. And we became a trio. And, we were talking, we were trying to start a support group. Well, I became a facilitator for Bridges back then, and we were trying to start a support group in Liberia to get more members, and we had this guy Bert Grace that we met, and I would drive my car, and there would be me, Jamie, Josh Haney, and Ronald Mayu, and we would be going to Liberia to meet Bert. And we would meet at the library in Liberia, and we would do a support group. And that's how I met Bert Grace, a very fine fellow, and he's still around. I'm sure he's watching the show. Hi, Bert. We're going to have you on one day. I'm glad you moved into your new place. That's great.
That was a big answer to prayer for Bert and his mother.
Yes. So anyway, we were talking and we were trying to figure out how to get more members to Bridges, and I think it was Bert that said try AOC, and that put the seed in our heads, and me and Jamie found out about AOC Acadian Open Channel, and I didn't know anything about Acadian Open Channel until me and Jamie went to an orientation with Ed Bowie, who is the director of Acadian Open Channel, one of the nicest guys you ever want to meet, you know. And we started our show 15 years ago, and now I guess 10 years ago you came on the show, huh, Richard?
Yeah, third week of December, 2009.
2009. Okay, yeah. Welcome, Richard. You've been a godsend for the show,
It
man.
doesn't seem possible 10 years have gone by that quickly. And
No, it flew by.
I remember the day we lost Jamie, you had called me, and I was just in disbelief because he was a very intelligent young adult. He was sent all over the world to solve major computer systems problems, yet he had a call on his heart for advocacy for those living with mental illness.
Yeah.
And it was shortly after, and sometime in 2005, Bob and he came together after Bert Grace's idea to form and create this show, Insight into Mental Health.
Yeah.
And that was back in the old days when we had the old studio on 124 East Main. You can still see the building, but there's really nothing left of the old studio. We moved here in 4 years ago.
I think 5 years ago.
5 years ago. This has really been a gift from the city and Paris because finding office space for this type of purpose is not easy here in Lafayette. We have grown so much.
Yeah.
Back then, we were just confined to 5 parishes.
Yeah.
Now we're worldwide on Facebook.
Yeah. Thanks to Lucy Fournette.
Yes.
Thank you, Lucy.
Facebook when it works.
Okay.
Yes.
Lucy, we're gonna run this. We're gonna run the tape now.
Okay. Awesome. I can do it.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're gonna show. Me and Richard are gonna be talking throughout the tape, and we're gonna be showing pictures of Jamie and some of the sessions I had with Jamie.
Wonder where that is. Can you tell where that is? What is that picture?
That's me and Richard.
No, the background. Well, while they get things sorted out technically, Jamie lived an incredible life as a programmer. He went all over the world, but then some things happened to where he succumbed to some issues and
Before we
ended up
start on our prayer,
having
I would
to
like
seek treatment out for
acknowledge 3 women
his
that
mental
have
illness
come into my
condition.
life.
And he went
They
through a
have
lot of
been
ups
in
and
for a while,
downs.
a few years. One of them
And
recently.
back then, there was
But,
not as
like
much
me, my
refinement in the mental
schizophrenia,
health system as there
I'm
is now.
isolated a lot by
But
myself.
one thing
And
I always did
sometimes
is
I feel like
champion the
I'm all alone
cause
in the world,
of
and
those
nobody
living with
cares
mental
about
illnesses,
me,
be it
and I have
schizophrenia,
nobody, and I talk to God,
depression,
and I say, God, all I have
OCD,
is you,
you
and I
name
guess
it.
that might be the victim
So
mentality,
we really
which I'm trying to
give
get
him the
out of.
credit
But
for
you know,
standing
there,
in
there
for
are 3 lovely
those
women
who
that
had
have,
no
that are in my
ability to
life
speak
that I will
for
have to
themselves.
give
The
kudos
show is
to.
on. You don't have
The
to
first
talk.
is Miss Jackie Ballou. Miss Jackie Ballou has been a rock for me, and she is a great Christian lady. And a few weeks ago, I went to a football game, UL, and of course UL lost, but my car was towed away, and I had nowhere. I didn't have any money to get my car out of tow, or not much money to take a taxi to go get my car out of tow. Nobody was helping me. And I called Miss Jackie, and Miss Jackie out of the goodness of her heart, sacrificed. She was tired. Miss Jackie's in the 70s. She got in her car, came over, picked me up, gave me the money to get my car, and I was able to get my car. Lent me the money, and I was able to get my car. And I didn't have any way to rescue my car. It might have sat, if not for Miss Jackie, my car might have sat there for a week until I got paid. And by then, the bill would have built up for them holding the car. So I might have had to pay $500 or $600. So thanks from Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie, I love you. You're a true friend. And I'll say that from the bottom of my heart. You sacrificed for me, and I'll always remember that, and I'll always be there for you, Miss Jackie. Another one, one lovely lady is, I've been having anxiety attacks lately, and the other day I had double anxiety attacks, one after the other, and I couldn't sleep. And I rode over to my friend Richard's house to meet Nellie Harrington, who used to be a co-host of the show, who's welcome anytime. She is, to look at, she's beautiful. Who's that, Richard?
I don't
Let's see who that is. Yes, caller?
Hello, caller?
Okay. Okay. So anyway, Nellie is beautiful to look at, and she's also beautiful inside. And Nellie wasn't feeling good. Nellie was sick. But she went out of her way to put me on her yoga swing, where I got it and did some therapy. It opened up my pores and gave oxygen to my body and everything. And then she would let me sleep on her biomat, which is a healing mat. And I slept there for 2 hours till I felt better and went home. And I slept for about a day and a half. I guess I was tired. And I woke up rejuvenated and refreshed. So Nellie sacrificed for me. And of course, these two ladies, I bought them both a dozen roses to show my appreciations, you know. Give credit where credit's due. And my third lady is Jalen Tompkins, my agent and my publicist, who like I decided I'm going to look for a job. And she helped me get online to call Walmart, and it was a long process. So she went to the wall for me. She sacrificed for me. So you know, to be all honestly, I can't say anymore that I'm all by myself with nobody. You know, because I do have people. You know, for a long time it used to be with just nobody. You know, but now I have Richard. I have Nellie, I have Miss Jackie, I have Kaylin, I have Lucy, our beautiful director, who is the best director we ever had. Quite a nice lady, another class act lady, you know. So anyway, I'm just giving my monologue before we say our prayers. But before we say our prayers, I would like to ask for prayers for Miss Ann DeMai. Miss Ann is 97 years old. We ask for strength, and we go to 500,000 homes. We ask y'all to pray for Miss Ann, and if y'all from St. Martinville, y'all know she's an icon of St. Martinville. Also, Miss Patsy Bertrand. I've been knowing Patsy all my life. She's also beautiful inside and outside. And finally, for the Pritchett and the Bienvenue family, who Jimbo Bienvenue, a distant cousin who lost his wife Lana a few weeks ago. We asked for prayers for them and the Pritchett family, Mike, and also for Mike Pritchett. Mike's a good friend of mine, and we asked for prayers for Mike. Mike's going through some stuff, so we asked for prayers for these people. So, and also one more person, Oline Gary, my aunt. She's 94 years old, gonna be 95. We asked for prayers for that. And I would also like to say a happy birthday to my brother Bert, who will be turning, well, I won't mention his age, but he's joining my club in my generation. So anyway, Father, we come to you humbly and ask for prayers in delivering this message to the people of Acadiana. that you give us wisdom in imparting your knowledge, and that we have a good show, and that the people will be able to get ideas on how to deal with the holidays, and to deal with loneliness, and to deal with being by themselves, and maybe people can call in for healing, and we'll pray for them. And we ask for your blessings of this show. You have done a wonders for my life, man. I'm a walking miracle because of you. For a guy that no one wanted and no one loved, I'm doing quite well, Lord. And I give you all the power, all the glory, and all the honor in Jesus' name. Thank you. So anyway, we're going to start the show. This is our yearly tribute to the guy who started this show with me 12 years ago in 2005. Another good friend of mine, a close friend, Richard knew him. Richard's the only one of the group that knew Jamie. Richard was
Yes.
around then, you know, and his name was Jamie Ballou. That's Miss Jackie Ballou, who I was talking about. That's her son. And we will show some clips. Lucy, can you show some clips?
I remember us cruising Congress all together in your car.
Yeah.
We can't hear the audio, but they can. They can hear it though.
Lucy, is he talking? Huh?
I mean, you can just talk over. Explain a little bit about him. There he is.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Do we have any sound, Lucy?
Well, just talk over then. Yeah.
Okay, this is me and Jamie. I don't know if we have any sound. I don't know what's going on. Nobody's around to help. That was Jamie, my best friend. Me and Jamie on the air. I wish we could have gotten his voice, but evidently not. I met Jamie at a support group years ago when I was married, and it was a Bridges support group that was being run by Denver Nobles. Denver is right now the leader of NAMI, and NAMI meets on the first and third Sundays of the month at the Lutheran Church behind Academy. And that's all we got, Lucy?
It looks like it's not much. One of them has two images on top of each other, so I can't use the other two.
Okay, we'll just have to wing it. It didn't work out too well. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We thought it would be better than that, but we don't have anybody to help Lucy. So, that's how
I
it goes.
remember Jamie on the show. This is way before I was on the show, and he had the insight of being a consumer of mental health services, the bad and the good, but he always was advocating for those who couldn't speak for others, and that is the problem with mental health perception when it comes to funding, to awareness, because it's an invisible disability. If you looked at Bob, you wouldn't know what his mental health diagnosis is, and same with mine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because it's not a physical outside condition,
Yeah.
though it is a disease of the brain, which is an organ like any other organ in the body, like our friend Denver says.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be treated any other differently, and that's what Jamie was trying to advocate tirelessly.
Yeah, when I met Jamie, he was going to Bridges, I had learned that Jamie was a programmer, a computer programmer. He had a computer engineer, and he had lived in San Diego, where he lived. He had a girlfriend who he had bought a car for and supported her from going to college and everything. Well, that didn't last, but we won't go into that. But Jamie worked hard, and he was making six figures, and he was well respected by his firm, and Jamie just pushed himself so much. He started counseling, doing other work, extra work, and he had a nervous breakdown and was diagnosed bipolar. And of course, he used to love to surf. He surfed all over he surfed at Fiji. I think he surfed near New Zealand. He surfed different places. He loved to surf. He loved the water. I saw a picture of Jamie when he was younger. He had a six-pack. There's Jamie right there.
Good.
Yeah. So thank you, Lucy. And he was, me and him. It was hard for us to get to know each other because we were different, but we became really, really good friends. When my wife divorced, when my wife betrayed me and abandoned me, Jamie would come over to my house and we would talk, and it would be me, Jamie, and my friend Keith Gidrow, who was my neighbor. Now Keith is a class act guy,
Mm-hmm.
He's really, really nice person with his nice wife Sandra, and me and Keith and Jamie and Sandra would get together and do things, and it was fun, And back then, it was when me and Jamie started the show. We would do the television show, and we went to the orientation, and it was Ed Bowie that did the orientation, and that's where I met Ed. And Ed, with AOC, you meet class act people. Ed, you won't meet a nicer guy than Ed Bowie, and he was the backbone of AOC for a long time till he could relax a little bit. He kept it going all by himself because he believed in open channel. But anyway, we went to orientation with him, and we started doing the show on mental illness. Back then, I would research everything with books. I'd get books from the library about the different mental illnesses and write them down on a piece of paper. And me and Jamie would do the show. Lucy, we have anything else about me and Jamie?
We have pictures, but that's about it.
Well, show some pictures. I'll talk while you show the pictures. So me and Jamie would do the show, and we were a hit, man. People liked what we were doing, and he was a good friend, and we became codependent on each other, and one never went anywhere without the other. And me and Jamie, I remember at times I was retired, and me and Jamie and another fella would go riding around sometimes at 2 in the morning. Here's a guy almost in his 60s riding around at night with two guys in their 30s, when most guys my age would eat their cookies and drink their milk and go to bed at 9 o'clock. And here I was at 2 or 3 in the morning riding all over the wilderness, all over Lafayette and Brobridge and everywhere. And it was some fun times, and we did a lot. We'd do the show, I don't remember what days it was, but we'd get all kind of people from Bridges. It was Bridges at that time, the support group. Denver had retired from Bridges, and I was doing the facilitating, and we would get together, and we would do the show, and then we'd go to my house and we'd have a cookout. You know, Keith Guidrow would cook for us. We'd have either fried fish or fried chicken or steak or different kind of meals, and we'd invite the people from Bridges that we had met who all had mental diagnoses, and we'd watch it, we'd do a DVD and we'd watch the show, you know, and that's what happened at my house all the time. Jamie was always over there. We always had people over there all the time, and it was a blast, you know. And Jamie was so smart about computers, man, and about mechanics and everything. Him and Richard, y'all talked a lot about computers, huh, Richard?
But I didn't do programming, so half of what he was saying was Greek. But I respected what he had learned. I mean, he was his motivation for learning, I haven't seen in anybody else.
Yeah.
And he would always try to solve a problem. He never gave up.
Yeah.
Never.
We got the audio for the videos now too, if y'all want to play another one and just watch, or if you want to talk over.
Yeah, can you play, you can,
No, I don't think you'll be able to hear it unless we mute you.
okay.
Okay.
Want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's Jamie and me and Jamie. Well, first of all, we want to say there's been a change with the crew. Mr. Daniel Berg and Mr. Stoney Satiga are no longer on the crew. Some of them are working. Chris Brill, we miss you, and we want you to come back. And like Paul Simon was saying, still crazy after all these years. But anyway, today, Jamie and I are both mental health advocates going on with the show. We both been diagnosed with a mental condition. Jamie has a dual diagnosis, and I'm stricken with obsessive compulsive disorder and schizoaffective.
And by any chance, you're actually doing obsessive compulsive
Well,
disorder?
to be honest, I'm the poster child of obsessive compulsive disorder. And we're coming into the show to help y'all learn about the different mental illnesses, how to deal with them, maybe how to treat them. Now, we're not doctors. We go from experience, from research and support groups, and what we've learned in our own experiences with these illnesses. Is that right, Mr. James?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of knowledge from everything I've been through.
We have a lot of
Different
knowledge,
medications,
ladies and gentlemen.
Different medications, changing this.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
encourage people to call, though. We really
yeah, we
enjoy
encourage
calls.
people to call if they're interested. Today, like the past few days, we talked about schizoaffective illness, which is both a little bit schizophrenia and a little bit bipolar. I'm talking fast. I must be obsessive compulsive today. I'm flying, man. I'm happy.
I don't know.
But anyway, we're going to talk today about obsessive compulsive disorder. And 1 in 50 adults have obsessive compulsive disorder. And it might start...
1 in what, 20?
1 in 50.
Wow.
And it starts in preschool years and can go up as high as adulthood. That's when it can start, anytime in those periods.
When did your obsession start?
I think my obsession started after the service.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
I was a hippie when I got out the service, diagnosed with schizophrenia. I fell madly in love with this girl, and I couldn't do anything. She had a child.
All right.
Okay, that's the story.
That's
But my
another
heart
story.
got broken, and I looked for help, and I got involved with these people. You know, this girl and these people.
Yeah.
Nice people. They took me in, but I got obsessed with them.
You did.
I was
The
super,
whole family.
The whole family. They're nice people, but I was super obsessed with them. You know? And that's the form of obsessive compulsive that I have, which is I get obsessed with people.
Yeah.
You know, and like with my deal, like if I want to make friends with people, if I see somebody I want to make friends with,
I become obsessed with making friends with them, and I might start looking at them, and they'll notice I'm looking at them, and it freaks them out.
I know. You went through that scenario.
I know,
before.
I talked to you about
They think
that.
I'm seeing me and back.
Yeah, and it gets freaky, but anyway, that was my obsessive. But let me see what obsessive compulsive is. It's worries, doubts, superstitious beliefs common in everyday life. But with these obsessive compulsive disorders, it becomes real serious. It becomes excessive. And I'm going to give you all some examples. Hours of hand washing. That's obsessive. The obsessive part is you fear of contamination and germs, so you continuously wash your hands. That's the compulsive part to get it out your mind. And there's people that do wash hands till their hands become raw. They might shower 20 times a day to be clean. Isn't that wild?
It is looking in.
I know. That can affect everyday social life, work life, relationships, family life.
I was just getting ready to bring up that obsessive compulsive can almost be considered a disability because it keeps you from doing. You know that you're going to obsess with something, and you can stop it and move on, but it's really almost a disability.
Yeah, it is a disability. A lot of people have it.
Yeah.
And you do it. You also do it with the compulsive. You have the worry with the obsession, and the compulsive part of it, you do something to stop the pain or the worry. Another example is you driving around the block to see if an accident occurred. Okay, you keep driving around the block. That's the obsession, and the compulsive is to see if you hurt anybody. I once, when I was going to therapy, I talked to a psychiatrist, and he said he knew a guy that kept going back. You know, Jamie.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Jacob White. I work here at AOC, and I knew Jamie for a couple of years. He was a good friend while he did a show here with Bob, and unfortunately, he was taken from us too young. He had his demons, but I mean, all you ever saw from him was his brilliance, and he was just a great guy to get to know, and unfortunately, a great guy that left us too soon. But I know that his memory is carried on through the show and through his loved ones here and around the world.
And he is, and I would like to interject. This is Bob filming. Jamie was a great guy to know. He was so humble. Jacob, come film me.
Yeah, here, I'll shoot you. Sit down.
Okay. This is Bob Bibney, the host of Inside the Mental Health, which show Jamie started with me when it was in its inception over 10 years ago. Jamie was a great guy to know. His brilliance was unmatched with computers and electronics. And he was my very best friend of all time, like a soul tie we had, And then, of course, we do this tribute to him every year to honor his memory, and also for his mother, Miss Jackie Blue, who has been a tremendous help to our show, as well as a really great friend for me who's always been there. Jamie was a class act guy. He was so humble, but he was smarter than most people, but you never noticed it when you talked to him. We miss you, Jamie. We love you. Merry Christmas to the people that are watching. Thank you. Both.
Jamie and
I said
Jamie and I.
Jamie and I are both mental. I said Jamie and Bob.
I think you said Bob twice, maybe.
Okay.
Bob and Bob.
Okay, Jamie. Okay, well, we all make mistakes. Jamie and I are mental health advocates, and we come to your homes to talk to y'all about people with mental illness. And if you could roll put on the screen our mission. We have a mission, ladies and gentlemen, and our mission is to help those that are in need. Okay, they don't have.
Yeah, they're gonna get it in a second.
Yeah.
We always have new people in the director's booth.
Yeah, that's true.
If anybody ever
Anyway.
wants to come and on the show or to run something, just come on by or call us. We're happy to help. Put you
Yeah,
on something.
we always need help. And if anybody's ever watching and would like to know anything about what we do, y'all could call us up. If y'all can't find the number, y'all could call the station to get the number.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jamie and I, getting back, we're both mental health advocates, and we're both been diagnosed, and we're both here to help people that are diagnosed and aren't diagnosed, and the families of the members, to give y'all some idea about these mental illnesses. Right, Jamie?
Yeah, we do a pretty good job at educating people about different mental illnesses and their symptoms and treatments.
Yeah.
Today we're going over depression, right?
Yeah. First, we're gonna first talk about a little bit about bipolar disorder.
A little more because we went over that last week
Yeah.
also.
First of all, what bipolar is it's a mood disorder because it profoundly affects a person's experiences and effect. And it is called bipolar because it's two poles. One pole, you're manicky, you're excited, you're happy. We talked about that last time. Or you can also get aggravated and mad. But anyway, the other one is depression, which is the exact opposite. And we know a lot of people that go through a lot of depression. First of all,
They put up the symptoms.
okay, here's the symptoms of bipolar mania. First of all, euphoric mood, irritable mood, decreased need for sleep, grandiosity when you think you can do everything, lick the world, increased talkativeness. When I get mania, I talk a lot.
You sometimes call me about 5 or 6 times a day, yeah.
Yeah.
And at like 6 in the morning, and you
Yeah.
awake? Yeah. Now I'm awake, Bob.
Yeah, aggravating. There's also people in San Marville I used to call all the time that got aggravated with me. But anyway, okay, getting back to the racing thoughts. Your mind is going at 100 miles a second trying to figure out things if that you want to do. Keep the screen up.
Were
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Racing thoughts. You've had racing thoughts. I have.
Racing thoughts is what got me into what was the first symptom I ever had. Well, I don't know. You know, when you have these things, you're not really very
You're not very remembering.
you're observant of what you're doing, so you don't think anything's wrong with you. But
Yeah,
I guess I was probably manic before I was anything else.
yeah. And your increased need for activity and energy level. I guess because you got the adrenaline pumping, you have a lot more energy. Confused thinking, attention and perception. What you perceive to be real might not be real. And if you have a real bad case of mania, you can start getting into delusions and hallucinations.
When I was working, I would go into meetings, and they would ask me questions about products and software products that they're making. And when the whole thing started for me, I'd go into these meetings and I couldn't think. They would
Yeah.
ask me questions, and I knew the answers to these. I knew that I knew them like a year ago, and I knew the solutions, but I just couldn't get it. And I remember walking out of these meetings and thinking, God, why am I so stupid? Because I had racing thoughts and I couldn't concentrate or anything.
Couldn't concentrate.
And I just would think, well, I used to be able to do this stuff so easily, and now it's so difficult, and I don't remember any of it. It's like I had to go back and relearn things. Well, I ended up getting committed and losing my job, but
Yeah,
up until then, that was the gist of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that can share your fate. You know that are watching today that might be interested. Okay, getting back. Also, you have impulses and with bipolar. Now, okay, impulsive reckless behavior. Did you have impulsive reckless behavior? I haven't had too much.
I did.
Well, that's true. I used to get manicky at home, and aggravate. I'd be flying, and I'd go take a ride at night when I was married. I'd go ride all over the area at night, and till I found my way back home. And I guess that was a little mania. So that was impulse, you know. But anyway,
Today we've talked about mania already, and today we're going to be talking about the other side of bipolar, which is depression that a lot of people go through. If you can put up the screen, and
It's almost the inverse of each of the manic ones.
huh?
It's almost, the depression symptoms are almost like inverse of the
Yeah,
of the
exactly the
mania
opposite.
ones. Yeah.
Okay, here's some symptoms of depression: loss of interest or
Y'all heard the stories. He sadly missed. Miss Jackie loved him very. Me and Miss Jackie loved him very much. Jamie had a brother. He has two nephews. A great sister-in-law of Carla, a brother Peter, Jacob and Zach, his nephews, and he sorely missed. Like I was saying earlier on the TV, back before I was 60, no, I was 60 something. I was riding around with Jamie, and Josh Haney, another guy that passed away that was friends of ours. And we would be riding all over the place. I had an SUV, and it would be 2 in the morning, and here is this guy, 60-year-old guy, riding at 2 in the morning, where at 9 o'clock I should have been eating cookies and going to bed, man. But those were some good times. We would all meet at my house when I had my house, and we would show the shows, and we'd have people with mental disorders, our gang, that would come to watch the film and everything. You remember
yes,
that,
I
Richard?
remember that, yes. And how much has changed in 10 years in the mental health scheme?
Well, there's more of an awareness of mental health,
But we have a long ways to go, too. There's still stigma out there, but not what it was 10 years ago. And I'm not saying what we know now would have helped Jamie or not. It's hard to say because each person is different. Jamie was dual diagnostic, which means you have a mental illness or illnesses and substance addiction.
Yeah.
And there's a federal agency called SAMHSA, Substance Abuse Mental Health. I forget the rest of it here.
Is that's an agency that you
SAMHSA.
can go to?
Well, they publish a lot of material
Okay.
on mental health and dual diagnosis.
Yeah.
It's SAMHSA. Somebody can look that up online, how that breaks down, but slowly we're getting more and more awareness of what mental illness is and is not.
Yeah, we're actually, what we're learning is we all have issues, be it mental or emotional or whatever, It all has to do with the emotions, huh, Lucy?
And there's a book that's very good on this, written by Ellen, Elyn. I just forgot her last name, but it's called The Center Cannot Hold, and it was her attempts to go to Yale Law School and deal with severe mental illness that is most fascinating to read about.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'll not remember the author's last name, but in these last 10 years, and you longer, Bob, we both have seen people from all walks of life struggle to live a reasonable life with mental illness. And with the new medications, the new therapies, coping skills, there's a lot more progress being made now versus 20, 30 years ago.
And I would like to say, spirituality can help anybody in anything they deal with. And I would like to say schizophrenia, which I have, which I've been having for over 50 years, is one of the worst of all the mental illnesses. It is a heinous thing, you know, where you might see things or hear things, and you know, I've been dealing with this so long, I can tell when I get paranoid and when I think people are talking to about me, and I'm so sensitive, it hurts my feelings and it bothers me and all that. But you know, it is a tough thing to deal with, and if it wouldn't have been for my friend Mike Fuseli, who led me to Jesus Christ 27 years ago, I'd be dead today, you know?
Exactly. And I remember the name of that author. Her name is Ellen, Elyn Saks, Saks. And the book is The Center Can't Hold. I recommend checking out. I got it on recommendation of Sandy Demeterchik, who is a facilitator for SARDA, Schizophrenia and Related Disorders Alliance of America. Their support group is tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Extra Mile Les Bons Amis at 616 Stewart, near Jefferson and East Taft. And that group lasts for an hour. It's every Friday. I highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our own support groups for NAMI of Acadiana, first and third Sundays of each month, 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. at First Lutheran Church, 301 West Farrell Road. It's right behind Academy Sports, right near Settlers Trace and Ambassador Caffrey. And then the second and fourth Tuesdays at 1:15 to 2:15 p.m. Also at the Extra Mile. The second and fourth Tuesdays. We got one coming up next Tuesday, by the way.
This Tuesday coming.
Yes.
Yeah, me and Richard are going to be there at 1 o'clock, huh?
1:15 to 2:15.
1:15 to 2:15, yeah.
Second and fourth Tuesdays. Now, just a note on the NAMI group, first and third Sundays, it is not on the fifth Sundays. You will come to an empty room.
Yeah.
And one real need is reaching out to rural America regarding mental illness. There are folks that have no transportation, no car. What can be done to accommodate them? And that's the question is being asked around the country. But I believe there are solutions. Some groups do phone conferencing.
Yeah, and to jump in, Rich, I'm not trying to interrupt, but now that it's in my mind, next week we're gonna have Carrie Seymour, who's gonna talk about her third book, and you know, she has a ministry. I think it's called Save Them All. You know.
Yes.
And you know, talks about these young girls that have been abused, you know. The poor women get the abuse more than the men, you know.
Right.
You know, and then, you know, he sees out, you know, a lot of young girls try to commit suicide, and, you know,
Right.
Carrie's had some that reached out to her that she's helped, and
Yes.
she's going to be talking. She's a beautiful woman. She's a Christian woman, you know, a tongue-talking Christian woman, which I like, you know, and she's a beautiful woman. So y'all might find it interesting. And then the following Thursday, we're going to have Clarice DeGallo, huh? DeGallos. And she's going to be talking about Focus Clubhouse, which is now a reality, you know. Me and Richard went to Focus Clubhouse today. It's for people with mental disorders, you know, mental illness, that can go a place where they can go and socialize and meet other people with mental illnesses, you know. So me and Richard filled out our membership, and we could be going out to hang out over there. So Clarice is going to be talking about that, and I think I might have this guy on the 30th named Don. I don't know if I remember his last name, but I met him at Cajun Fitness where I work out with my friend Randall Trahan. And he's going to come on and talk about exercise and sports and all that. He was a coach and all that, and how good it is for the mind, body, and spirit. So we're going to have some stuff going on.
And in February, we got some other guests we're lining up too. That'll be very interesting.
Yeah,
Including a psychology instructor.
yeah,
And we hope to get someone from the Cajun Food Travel Group to talk about how good travel is for one's relaxation and de-stressing.
What is Cajun Food Travel Group?
Lucille and I met them at Poop Hearts Bakery about half a year ago and got to find out what French market cake tasted like. Oh, it was yummy.
Yeah,
But travel, even locally, can be so relaxing and therapeutic.
yeah,
Believe me, I love to do that.
yeah,
My bucket list is Colorado, by the way.
yeah.
What about yours, Bob?
My bucket list?
Yeah.
Back to Vegas again.
All right.
I like to go back. Me and Richie went to Vegas when I was powerlifting. I did all right in
You
powerlifting.
did very well, Bob. I mean, this is international competition.
Yeah, I won first place. You know, I don't powerlift anymore because I turned 71 a few weeks ago, and I figured, you know, I have torn cartilage in my left knee, my meniscus, and due to powerlifting, and I figured I better give it up before I really hurt myself, you know, bad.
Wise move. That
I
was a
could-
year ago.
That was a year ago. I can still walk and everything.
Oh, we got a
Got a
call.
call, okay. Yes, caller?
Hey guys, it's Bert. I'm in my new mobile home.
Well, congratulations,
Oh, we're so happy
Bert.
for you and your mom, Bert.
Oh yes, it's so great.
I read the
Long
article.
time, but what?
I read the news article. It was very
Yeah.
good.
Facebook. So how's it? You got a big room, Bert?
Yeah, pretty big. It's a man cave, so
Yeah, that's good. A man cave. You got a TV in it?
what's that?
You have a TV in it?
A television.
I could
Awesome.
have you on right now.
Oh, that's right.
Awesome.
How do we look, Bert?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah.
I have to ask, do you have a fireplace?
No.
I wish I had one in my house.
Oh, a brand new trailer. You can't beat a brand new home, man. You can't beat a
Yeah.
brand new home.
And how does your
Sweet.
mom like it?
She's doing really well. She loves it.
That's
Oh,
great.
that is
That's
so.
great.
Oh, we're so happy for you and your mom.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
God is good.
Yeah, God is good. God is good. And I would like to say to the people out there, if you're out there and you're misdiagnosed or you don't have you have a diagnosis and you're all by yourself and nobody to talk to, well, you can always call me. You can call AOC and leave a message for me, and they give it to me, and I'll call you. But if you're by yourself with nobody to talk to, you know, I get most of my healing from my relationship with Jesus Christ. And you might be mad at God because of the injustice that has happened to you. But just ask
Yeah.
him, just demand him or challenge him to show you that he's real. And I guarantee you, most certainly, he will come into your life and show you that he's real. He will do it through a letter or intuition or from somebody or just blessing you with his love, you know. And he
Oh,
will
yeah.
show you that he's real. There's so many incidents that have happened to people that have given their lives to the Lord. You know, prisoners, violent people, you know, different religions that have become Christians. You know, he's as real as can be, ladies and gentlemen. And he loves all of us dearly, dearly, even though we don't deserve it. Right, Bert?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay, thank you,
Bert, for
Bert.
watching.
Thank you. Go,
Okay, you're welcome.
go Tigers.
Oh, who are they playing?
The Tigers are playing Clemson for the national championship.
Oh, wow. When is that?
That's Monday, and I will be watching it.
That'll be here?
I'll be
In Baton Rouge?
No, it's not gonna be in Baton Rouge. It's gonna be at the Superdome.
Oh, wow.
I heard the cheapest tickets are going for over $1,000. They might be going to $3,000 a ticket
Wow.
right now. You know.
Wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the story, a tribute to our friend Jamie Ballou. I miss him. You know, he was a good friend. You know. Thank God Miss Jackie's still around,
Yes.
and she has been a really good friend. And we both miss him very much.
And all of our past guests that have been on the show, some of them who live here.
Huh?
We have past guests that are watching us now that live right here in Lafayette.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's kudos to you all, and there'll be more guests coming this year.